recording. Start recording. Okay. This here is my build. I'm just going to... It'll take me a while to explain this and get the information to you. Just give you a moment here. Okay, let's just hide the camera for a sec. Okay, here's a circuit diagram. I've got 3 switches, a 10k resistor, and this is the resistor we're going to measure the ohmage of, and this is a voltage input. This one is connected to a battery. If you look over the back here, there's a battery holder here with a dead 1.5 volt battery in it. It's down to 1.2 volts, and that there is a 56k resistor, and that's connected to that 56k resistor is connected there, and the 1.5 battery is going in here. Okay, so let's get back here. Let's get the camera back on. You can see the buttons are over there. And here's the screen. Okay, now this is really about the menu, because I've used the Nokia for the Nokia screen, and I've also used the Nokia menu that's freely available online too. So I'll tell you what, here we go, let's just do that. Okay, you can't read that very well. Let's see if I can get an angle from there. Maybe I just need to, I can't do that. Oh, okay. It says voltage at the moment, so if I click in the voltage, it gives you the voltage of the battery is on top, and the voltage on the resistor is on the bottom. So I'll close that now. Let's just go down. This is to ohms. So now we've got the voltage on the battery at the bottom and the resistance. And this one is amps, but I haven't done amps yet. I've not got my settings. This contrast comes with the standard menu, but when I got it, it was on the front page, and the same with the light on. So you can adjust your contrast here. Backlight off and on. This one's the multiplier. Say you've got say you have to measure 12 volts, and the input on your maximum voltage allowed on your analog inputs is 5 volts. So for 15 volts you'd have to use a voltage divider. So what we'd do is, say, get 3 10k resistors, put them in series, and put the 15 volts across the 3 resistors, and then just measure the voltage on one resistor, and that will be 1/3 of the total voltage. So that when it reads 5 volts across one resistor, it's 15 volts across the 3 resistors, and so you would just go 1, 2, 3, and that will multiply the voltage across the single resistor up to the full voltage of the 3 resistors. This would be if you just say got 2 10k resistors, and then you'll be able to measure 10 volts. And of course, this one is if you get a 68k resistor and a 22k resistor and a 10k resistor, and you put them in series, across the 10k resistor you'll have 1/10 of the voltage across all the resistors. So you can measure 50 volts. It's basically having a 90k resistor and a 10k resistor. But you can't get 90k. Okay, let's I'm going to put that back to 1. Oops, zero will make an error. Okay, let's set a 1 and down and back to our and there we go. Okay, that's enough of how it works. Okay, now the thing is, it's not so much that, but this. Okay. So basically, I'll put a bunch of instructions in because this is a huge script. See, this is where the middle button starts. So if you hit the middle button, it'll start to run through all these scripts, like page 1 and menu item. So if you're on the second item, which is amps, and on page 1, which is the first page of the menu, it will function 2 sets it to measure resistance, clear the display, and turn the menu off, and then it'll show the resistance and voltage. And so basically, okay, here's the black light one. It's page 3. Remember to go into the settings page because the contrast adjustment page is page 2, and the multiplier adjustment page is page 4. And they're right down the bottom, the pages are. So this is the first page, and here we've got the first menu item, and there's the name of the first menu item. So we've got 4 menu items. Menu item 3, amps and settings. So that's settings, right? This business here is to highlight it. So you've got the highlighting, or just it's not selected. Okay, so what have we got here? Settings. Okay, so we've got to come up here, and it's page 1. It's page settings, so settings is page 1 and menu item 4. Here we go, page 1, menu item 4. So, see what I've done here? I've selected menu item 6, which is the backlight off and on, and page 3. And so that when this is all in a loop, so whenever you set these things, next time it goes through the loop, it'll change to whatever you've set it to. So that's how I've opened up my new page. And so page 3, I open page 3, and that brings me right down to here's page 3, which is basically the same thing in menu item 5, contrast, light off or on, menu item 7 is range. So that sets the range. It doesn't set the range, that just sets the menu. So you can access it. And so that will be range. So it's volts, menu item 7, page 3. This is very confusing. Menu item 7, page 3. Okay. Menu item. So this one activates, it sets to page 4. There's the two. That's the contrast page, and this is the multiply page. So basically what they do is multiply and contrast get incremented or decremented by the up and down buttons, and it's automatically displayed. This it automatically goes into place as soon as you change it. Okay, I think that's all there is to it. This section here is how this is the reading of the volts. So look at it. Function 2 is the resistance, and function 1 is measure 2 voltages. This if here is to just, it checks the voltage to make, if the voltage has changed, it displays it. If it hasn't changed, it doesn't do anything. And it's also the same with the resistance measuring, because the voltage, this voltage changing is equivalent to a change in resistance. Basically, this is taking there's your 10k resistor. Like if you want to measure lower resistances, like if you want to measure 10 meg resistor, you'd have to put a 10 meg in and change the Okay, I'm going to cut there.